Thank you, Harry, for that beautiful rendition of Sketchbook, your own composition, and I appreciate you so much. And welcome, everyone, to the Hugs Not Drugs podcast. I'm John Barleycorn, and I think we've got a good one for you today. We're going to be talking about a fellow by the name of Emmet Fox, who was very well-known preacher, especially in New York City during the 1930s. He had quite a congregation. I'm here with Hugs Not Drugs. I'm here with Dr. Uggs. Dr. Uggs, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, this Emmet Fox, I really feel for him because, you know, he had a lot to do with the spirituality concepts in AA and doesn't get any credit for it. It's not anything in the big book that's being said, but I think Dr. Bob and Dr. Bill Wilson were really beholding to him because they used to attend his sermons. He had 5,000 people at the Hippodrome and Carnegie Hall during the 30s. So he really had an impact on 12-step philosophy and spirituality. So I identify with him because we call this the Hugs Not Drugs show. I'm Dr. Ugg, for God's sake. Oh, my God. What do you have to say, Huggy?
I'm just going to stay out of it and listen. I'll do a wrap-up. You're just an amazing person, Dr. Uggs.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you understand that.
So, without further ado, John Barleycorn here, would you say, do the commercial, Dr. Uggs? That's what we have you here for.
Okay. This Hugs Not Drugs podcast is sponsored by John Forlenza-Bailey. And he wrote 2 books, and if you buy those books, we can stay solvent in the Hugs Not Drugs podcast. At least break even, for God's sake. These are 2 good books. The Transformation of Dr. Uggs is an original fairy tale that explains the progression of disease of chemical dependency. It is not intended to be a story about blaming others for the acquisition of an illness. This fairy tale is intended to explain, not to blame. It is a story of discovery, insight, acceptance, and finally the right choices to live drug-free if one is chemically dependent. He also wrote another book about 7 years ago that it's treatment. It's treatment on the cheap, and you can buy this book. And if you know somebody with a substance abuse problem that wants to get better, they can do the workbook. You can mentor them and just go through the workbook with them, read a chapter each week, and do the journal. That's a weekly journal, daily and for a week. And then if they are reading the book and they're doing the exercises in the book, they're going to get insight that's valuable for their ongoing recovery for the 30 days and ongoing after that, because the suggestion is utilize the John Forlenza-Bailey's bias is you want to get better, go to the experts. It's been around for 90 years. Use 12-step philosophies. All right. That should be enough. Back to you, John Barleycorn. I understand that you're going to be talking about Emmet Fox.
That's correct. First, I'm going to say, what is the Hugs Not Drugs podcast? So the Hugs Not Drugs podcast can help motivated people in recovery from mood-altering addictions. It can you can get additional skills for their personal health. People can get...
Boy, you're really screwing this one up, aren't you?
Yes, I am. You can get additional skills for personal health by enjoying the inspirational stories, and this is one today about Emmet Fox, and the educational information. Once again, more information about Emmet Fox, and the entertainment provided from the Hugs Not Drugs podcast storytellers.
You're talking about me again. I am a laugh riot.
Thank you, John Barleycorn here. I'm going to talk about Emmet Fox in a moment. But Dr. Uggs, you really are getting on my nerves today.
That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I want. To get on your nerves. Get on your nerves so bad that you want to drink and drug again. And I'll be here for you to be that person to help you with the drinking and drugging.
Oh my gosh. That's not going to happen today. Because I'm going to do what was taught by Emmet Fox to Bill Wilson and Dr. Bob Smith. Emmet Fox, who is he? Why is he so important to AA? And like Dr. Ugg said, he doesn't get a whole lot of credit in the book Alcoholics Anonymous. But if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have a 4th and 10th step. Fourth step is made a fearless and moral inventory of ourselves, and the 10th step, continue to take personal inventory, and when wrong, promptly admitted it. Okay. Emmet Fox, the quiet spiritual giant behind the 12 steps. We'll start with that. And the intro to that is, welcome back, my friends, to the Hug Not Drugs podcast, where we talk about recovery, resilience, and radical power of the human connection. Today we're going to talk about someone you may not hear mentioned in AA meetings, but whose fingerprints are all over the spiritual DNA of the 12 steps. His name is Emmet Fox. And if you've ever said the Serenity Prayer, wrestled with the idea of God as you understand Him, or wonder why recovery is more about inner transformation than outer control, then Emmet Fox has already been talking to you, whether you knew it or not.
Yeah, there's a joke in AA, I understand. The program will work if you believe in God. The program will work if you don't believe in God. The program does not work if you think you are God.
Very good, Dr. Uggs. You can jump in with that kind of information all the time. It's kind of like the spiritual group text that you didn't realize you were included in. Who was Emmet Fox? Emmet Fox was born in Ireland in 1886 and later moved to the United States, where he became one of the most influential spiritual teachers of the early 20th century. He was part of what was called the New Thought movement, which, despite the name, wasn't about positive thinking your way out of anything. It wasn't anything like the positive thinking that the book that was written later in life. It was about this radical idea. Your inner life shapes your outer life. Emmet Fox taught that spiritual principles like forgiveness, humility, surrender, and love weren't abstract ideas. They were practical tools for daily living. His most famous book, The Sermon on the Mount, wasn't a theological lecture. It was a user manual for living differently. At one point, Emmet Fox was drawing crowds of 5,000 people a week in his lectures in New York City. We talked about the Hippodrome Theater in New York City, big venue. And we also talk about Carnegie Hall, which is still standing today. This matters because there were two people that attended some of those lectures. When Dr. Bob Smith was in town from Akron, Ohio, Bill Wilson would take him to see Emmet Fox. Emmet Fox and Bill Wilson, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about Bill W., the co-founder of Alcoholics Anonymous. Bill wasn't just a desperate drunk looking for sobriety. He was a seeker. He read psychology, he studied religion, and he attended Emmet Fox's lectures regularly in the 1930s. Fox's ideas helped shape several core spiritual concepts in AA. This concept of God as you understand him. Emmet Fox taught that God wasn't punitive or distant, but accessible, personal, and loving. This directly influenced AA's non-dogmatic approach to spirituality. No creeds, no theology tests, just honesty and willingness. Also, I would add the second step, which is stay open to new ideas. Came to believe in a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Changing thought patterns was where it was at with Emmet Fox, and also was adopted by Bill Wilson in his book, Alcoholics Anonymous. Long before cognitive therapy had a name, Emmet Fox was teaching that distorted thinking leads to suffering. Sound familiar? That's step 4, and that's step 10. That's recovery right there. Step 4 is made a fearless and moral inventory of ourselves. And step 10 is continue to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Forgiveness is freedom, according to Emmet Fox, and how true that is. What a great paradigm of truth. Emmet Fox famously said, and this is a quote that he got from Alexander Pope, "To err is human, to forgive is divine." That was one of his quotes all the time in his sermon, but he added something radical to that. Forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. So one of the interesting things is in recovery is when we have a resentment in the 4th step, a lot of time a short version of a sick man's prayer will be, bless them, change me. So the forgiveness isn't for them necessarily, it's for us, the person with the resentment. We're praying for ourselves in conjunction with praying for them. We're forgiving ourselves so we can forgive others. It's quite the concept. AA took this concept and ran with it. Resentment, after all, is the number one offender of people in recovery. So it's I like to say change them and bless me. Yeah, Dr. Uggs, that doesn't work. Okay, that's would be beautiful if that were to happen, but we do have a lot to say with bless them and change me. You're the only one that you can change. You can't change people, places, or things, can you?
I like to think I can.
Well, you like to think wrong. Here's what Emmet Fox makes so important even today. Spirituality met psychology. He helped bridge the gap between spiritual wisdom and mental health. Decades before dialectic behavioral therapy, decades before cognitive behavioral therapy or mindfulness were mainstreamed, he believed thoughts matter. Emotions need our attention. Behavior follows belief. Sound like therapy? Because that's exactly what it was. It was therapeutic. Fox wasn't anti-medicine. He wasn't anti-science. He was pro-transformation. Oh my God, John Forlenza-Bailey's book is coming out again. The Transformation of Dr. Uggs. And AA followed the same path. Spiritual principles applied to human problems. Why does Emmet Fox still matter? In a world that wants quick fixes, Emmet Fox reminds us, recovery is an inside job. Spirituality doesn't have to be rigid. Love and forgiveness are practices, not slogans. He helped AA become something inclusive, not exclusive, something healing, not controlling. Without Fox, the 12 steps might have sounded very different. much heavier, much stricter, and much less compassionate. Well, do you have any closing thoughts here, Hugs Not Drugs? Yeah, I do. Thank you for letting me share something. So if you're in recovery or just in life and you're struggling with the word God, Emmet Fox offers a gentle reframe. Don't argue with the word. Look for the experience. Peace, connection, relief, love. Those are spiritual experiences, and they're available to all of us. And remember, my friends, recovery isn't about perfection, it's about progress. It's not about white-knuckling life, it's about opening your hands and your heart.
So what's the point? What's the point?
The point is that we're not saints. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. That's right out of the book, Alcoholics Anonymous, the 5th chapter. This is Hugs Not Drugs reminding you, you don't have to do this alone, and sometimes the most powerful medicine is a hug to someone that you care about, that you know needs it. So get out there and offer hugs, not drugs. That concludes our show, and I hope you got a little inspiration from it. I hope you got some education, and I hope you had some laughs. And we'll just ask Harry to take us out for the outro of the music sketchbook. God bless everybody, and don't forget to do Hugs Not Drugs.